fact, when we're looking at, VD Satheesan being chosen, there was also a lot of chatter that the Congress High Command may have likely been very upset with him, because he has always held, these targeted attacks when the entire party leadership and the other leaders weren't very sure of, taking that stance. But he has always been very firm on leading targeted attacks against the opposition over there, ma'am.
He has been leading from the front, and also, Satheesan has delivered on recent by-polls. Before the state of Kerala went for polls, there were the municipal polls, and there were also some assembly, some by-polls in the state. He has been delivering on those also. So that time, KC Venugopal and all hadn't taken charge or shown that much of an interest. Given that Satheesan being on ground, his on-ground presence, and his very aggressive confrontational style of leadership. In fact, while we're talking, I just got a message from a Congress leader who says it's a good thing they made him, otherwise Satheesan might have gone the Hemanta Biswa Sarma way. Do they want him to leave and join the BJP? That may have also been a cause to keep him back, though I don't think he had threatened that. But all in all, I think this shows a turn. We've been talking about the Congress choice of chief ministers. We were also wondering whether he would make the same mistake as he did by not appointing Sachin Pilot, Scindia, or even DK Shivkumar in Karnataka, who's still waiting for his turn. The Congress, especially Sonia Gandhi, has been going for the older guard. Rahul has let it be known that he is for the youth and for promoting new faces. Now, having said that, how could he promote KC Venugopal? He had to promote a young new face, and Satheesan it is.
Right. I'll request you to stay on with us, ma'am. In fact, we'll introduce some information that we have regarding who VD Satheesan really is, to just give you a background on his life. Now, he is a senior Congress leader from Kerala and the current leader of opposition in the State Assembly. He, in fact, replaced Ramesh Chennithala in 2021. So, this is a that we have got for you. He was born in Kochi in 1964, and Satheesan is a lawyer profession and entered politics through KSU and NSUI. So he was very active in student politics as well, and that's where he started all of this. So even though he was a lawyer, he left that for joining the public office. Now he has been representing Paravur as an MLA continuously since 2001 under the Congress-led UDF government. So since 2001, he has been an MLA from Paravur. So he has a long-standing history of support from the grassroots as well. Now Satheesan has served in key KPCC and AICC roles and is known as a strong grassroots organizer. So we already know that he has served in various roles in the Kerala Pradesh Congress Committee as well, and also in the AICC. Now, he played a major role in reviving the UDF's performance through aggressive campaigning and coalition outreach. So he has been always known for his aggressive stance, against the previous government, and that's how he has been campaigning throughout. And this is what he has been known for. So he has been a very sharp critic of the previous opposition as well. Now, Satheesan is also active in trade unions, social work, education, and health initiatives in his constituency. So remember, viewers, how important this is. Trade unions obviously will garner a lot of support from him. He is doing social work, he is working in the education sector as well, and also health initiatives. These are the things that matter to the voters and also to the party cadre, and that's what he has been working on. Priya Sehgal, if I can also get your comments on how his journey has been throughout. First student unions, that's how he entered politics, and he's a lawyer by profession, but then he left that for the public life, and we've seen throughout the years that his focus has been on the grassroots, on the party cadre, on the welfare of the people, and that's why he has managed to garner so much support.
No, absolutely. I don't know him personally, but I think I've heard of him as being a grassroots worker and someone who's really been on ground. So that makes a lot of difference. And on ground, I mean, not just within the party, but also taking the allies along, making sure that, everybody is on board with the decision. It's no use having KC Venugopal, whom the allies did not wanted. IUML was not for KC Venugopal at all. Again, Ramesh Chennithala, he can live with Satheesan, but he would definitely was not keen on having KC Venugopal Venugopal. So there is something to be said about yeah, the unity of the party and the coalition also that Satheesan brings on board. Apart from which, his aggressive stand on taking on the BJP. Plus, he's always been there. KC Venugopal, to be fair to him, is the organizational secretary, general secretary. So he has other roles to play also. He has not been able to devote as much time to Kerala as this Satheesan had. There is also a third point, which, there was an implicit, I would not say threat, because no Congress worker would threaten the leadership, but there were some sort of hints within the party whispered campaign that if Satheesan is not made, then because in Wayanad there is a whole lot of strong contingent of Muslim MPs, then the IUML said, if you don't make our choice, then we would have we will, the Congress, as you know, Wayanad is Priyanka Gandhi's seat. Then they say Priyanka Gandhi may have a tough time in winning the seat again. So maybe that could also have been taken into consideration. We are looking at all the behind the scenes gossip and all the, coalitions and the combinations and the strategies that were employed. But never, not never, but it's been a very, it's taken the Congress 10 days to announce one chief minister. The BJP, in the meanwhile, has held two cabinet expansions in UP and Patna. They've also had chief ministers announced, sworn in three states: Puducherry, and Assam, and West Bengal. So, why is the Congress taking so long? This doesn't bode very well. Is KC Venugopal so important that you have to carry out this whole charade, this whole, kind of curate this whole episode just so he doesn't lose face and he comes out looking good? The whole of KC Venugopal on the Congress is something that comes out even more because, from first day, Satheesan was the obvious choice. The fact they didn't make the announcement is because they were negotiating with KC Venugopal, perhaps working out a first phase saver, giving in to his demands, placating him also, I'm sure, because he was very keen to be the chief minister. The importance of KC Venugopal is something I think we have to look at.
Absolutely. I come back to you on that, Priya Sehgal. Also joining us is Mr. Ramaswamy Mayappan, political analyst, who will also help us understand this perspective. Sir, VD Satheesan has finally been named after, weeks of deliberation. There was a lot of criticism regarding this entire process, about how long it took, about the delay, but Congress finally has a name, and it's VD Satheesan as the Keralam Chief Minister, sir.
Very good afternoon, Shivani. First, congratulations to VD Satheesan. Like I explained earlier, I think my concern is with the Congress. I'm quite certain that other speakers with you have also informed that even places like Tamil Nadu, where they did not have a majority, despite a humongous majority, a little over 100 seats, and they've still not been able to take office. That's the first concern. The second concern is something that I explained to you earlier. Mahatma Gandhi wanted the Congress to be separate from the one that fought the freedom movement. And squarely and legally, this Congress is different from that. It's not the very same that was started by Allah and but the Congress wants to take credit for the freedom movement, but today does not want to take credit or responsibility for its failure. The failure today, despite 100, is to stop the infighting and make a clear decision. And the decision will have to be timely. Why? Because any delay in them making a decision on the Chief Minister's office delays all appointments to government offices. So all local authorities, collectors, secretaries, all these appointments are delayed. Government's decision is delayed. The results for the school examinations and college examinations are delayed. The next process that will have to go through, just these or even medical appointments are delayed. So all these essential services that are required for the people are being put in abeyance because of the indecision of the Congress. But respective, congratulations to Mr. VD Satheesan. One personal issue, I'm a lawyer. I'm happy a lawyer is being made a chief minister. But something that the left and the BJP in the state of Kerala will be questioning is, he's always looked at as a corporate honcho, and the Congress keeps talking about Adani, Ambani ka sarkar to the BJP. And now if you have a corporate support, thing right, economic agenda holding conservative as your chief minister, where do you stand on your agenda across the country? Are you also in a suit boot ki sarkar? Is something that will have to be questioned. And BJP also in the state will be questioning the opportunism that the Congress will be making. Is the Congress deciding on the basis of a long-term future, or is it only settling scores for the short term, which has seen negative effects in states of Assam, Arunachal, or even other parts of the country? Even in West Bengal, the Congress state leadership is blaming the Congress for not campaigning enough and putting more trouble
Right.
the BJP campaign.
Right. In fact, let me go across to Priya Sehgal, ma'am, again on this. Ma'am, like you were talking about, there is, we need to discuss how the role of, KC Venugopal, because he has a position in the Congress that very few leaders get to enjoy. He has complete, in fact, trust. Okay, I'll come to you, ma'am. Ajay Makan is currently speaking. We'll cut across to him first.
लोगों का पसंद था, पार्टी ने वही तय किया। लोगों का पार्टी का जो पसंद लोगों की थी, पार्टी ने वही डिसाइड किया। एक मिनट सर, विधायक दल की बैठक कितने बजे? आप लोग जाएंगे? हम जाएंगे।
All right. Okay, let me get back to Priya Sehgal, ma'am, on this. Ma'am, like we were saying, KC Venugopal has a very, unique position in the Congress. He has complete trust from Rahul Gandhi, and he also has an influence, a deep organizational influence, if I can call it so, across states and factions. Now, this is something that many actually, compare to Ahmed Patel, who was a veteran Congress strategist who didn't seek, power for himself, but he was, definitely a great strategist for the Congress party. So, do you believe even in this case, now, this has come out as a sacrifice by KC Venugopal?
Just one correction. It's not that Ahmed Patel or KC Venugopal don't seek power for themselves. Ahmed Patel did not seek power. He was very, he was the control person. He wanted power. He wanted to control everybody. He didn't want the position. Some titles, some people don't need positions to exude power. Ahmed Patel was such a man. He was running the Congress. No bones about that. I mean, probably before your time. But Ahmed Patel's control over the Congress was absolute. No one could question. And it was only when Rahul Gandhi came in and Rahul was very upset with the way Ahmed Patel was controlling things. And then began the tussle between the old guard and Rahul's Congress. So that's a bit of history for you.
Right.
But in terms of KC Venugopal, again, he was very keen for the position. So there is a difference between him. Ahmed Patel himself never wanted a position. KC wanted to be chief minister. But, and also, he is General Secretary organization. Again, that's a job that requires a lot of coordination, a lot of on-ground work, but also you don't have the final power. The Congress president has the final say, or in this case, Rahul Gandhi has the final say. He has a lot of power by being his access to Rahul Gandhi. He is the one man Rahul trusts. In fact, I was, 2 years ago, I was at a lunch at Bhupender Huda's place, and there were a lot of congressmen and the media. He has this annual lunch. And
so your name was coming up first during the entire race. Why do you think VD was chosen in the end?
Okay,
so when
thank
will you be
you.
going to Kerala, sir? So when will you be going to Kerala? What would you like to say?
No individual.
All right, we might have, cut across to a bite over there, ma'am, but please do continue your thoughts.
The whole so KCV's power is that he has access to Rahul Gandhi, but as chief minister, he would have been a power onto himself. That's the difference. But KC Venugopal enjoys a lot of, as I was telling you, that all the Congress leaders at this Bhupender Huda's lunch were complaining. Every time they message Rahul, they get one message back, talk to KCV. So KCV is the gatekeeper. He is the one who controls all access, information, and access is power. Access is really important in any organization. KCV is that power center. He has complete access to Rahul Gandhi, even more than I would say Mallikarjun Kharge. Very often when KCV speaks, it is the voice of Rahul Gandhi. So that kind of power, that kind of access, that kind of control over the organization is something he enjoys, he has, and he wanted to become chief minister. But it's not that he's lost. I think KCV has won because now he's got the aura of sacrifice. There is, he has his leaders' trust and faith, and I think a bigger position is in store for him.
Absolutely. Let me in fact play across a statement that is coming in from KC Venugopal, I'm being told by the producers.
കേരളത്തിലെ കോൺഗ്രസ് ലെജിസ്ലേറ്റീവ് പാർട്ടി നേതാവായിട്ടും മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിയായിട്ടും ശ്രീ VD സതീശനെ കോൺഗ്രസ് ഹൈക്കമാൻഡ് നാമനിർദ്ദേശം ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ ഫോർമാലിറ്റിയും പ്രൊസീജിയറും അനുസരിച്ച് CLP യോഗം കൂടി ഒഫീഷ്യലായിട്ട് അത് അനൗൺസ് ചെയ്യും. ഇതിനെ സർവാത്മന ഞാൻ സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുകയാണ്, സന്തോഷപൂർവ്വം സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുകയാണ്. കേരളത്തിലെ ജനങ്ങൾ വളരെ പ്രതീക്ഷയോടെയാണ് വൻ ഭൂരിപക്ഷം നൽകി UDFനെ അധികാരത്തിലേക്ക് എത്തിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. 102 അംഗ ഭൂരിപക്ഷം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് സമകാലിക ചരിത്രത്തിൽ
देखिए हम लोगों ने अभी पूरा विस्तार से प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बताया है कि कैसे कंसल्टेशन हुआ और कैसे सब लोगों से बातचीत करी गई, सब फॉर्मर पीसीसी प्रेसिडेंट्स को दिल्ली में बुला करके बात करी गई, सब एमपी से बात करी गई, सब लोगों से बात करने के बाद में ये तय हुआ और एक्सटेंसिव डिस्कशन हुआ। धन्यवाद।
जो लोगों का पसंद था पार्टी ने वही तय किया। लोगों का
All right, so you heard over there KC Venugopal's statement. We also heard Ajay Makan's statement saying that the decision was finally taken after consultations with various stakeholders. Now we have some breaking news coming in where Congress MLAs in Kerala will meet Governor Rajendra Vishwanath Alekar today to form